Whoa, it's working. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my first stream. We're doing a weekend crochet brunch. It's 11 a.m. in my time zone. Let me move my encoder till... Oh, hi, fat... Sorry, I stutter, so I apologize if I stutter on your name. That's usually when it happens at the worst time. But hello, Fatty Smoke. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm happy I have people here. I wasn't expecting that, honestly. I was like, well, I'll just go live and then people can chill if they rewatch. I mean, they can chill with me. But happy to have you all here in real time too. This is my Gothic grotto. In the daytime, I usually film at night because there are fewer people. What is YouTube telling me? Oh, okay. It's just one of those tour pop-up guidance things. So yeah, this time I'm going to be working on another one of my big pixel art graphgans. Fatty Smoke says, no apologies. Always take your time. I'm so proud of you. I'm geeking out. Haha. Thank you so much. Your support means a lot. We love geeking out in the Gothic grotto. It's so funny saying that because I feel like it's my version of the Yarn Dungeon. If I know that you're a fellow Ghoul Squad member, so Yarn Dungeon is what we call Altnot's channel. But right, I also wanted to say thanks for bearing with me with the webcam that I'm having to use right now, because apparently you can only use mobile streaming if you have 50 or more subscribers. So at some point I'm going to start filming with my phone because it has a much better camera, but I tried really hard to make the settings work as best I could with my webcam. And also let me know if it's if the dimensions are good. I feel like, oh yeah, well, yeah, the black bar is happening, and I'm not sure how to change that, but probably once I start filming on my phone, it'll be, it's much easier to do the settings that YouTube wants, the 16:9 ratio on my phone, so please bear with me for the weird sidebar right now. So yeah, let me know what, if anything, you're crocheting or just hanging out, or I'm drinking coffee. Which I just spilled. This is my pink unicorn thermos. You can't really tell, but it says unicorn hair, don't care. And that was actually from this morning, so I also have fresh coffee in my mermaid mug from Cracker Barrel. Actually, the pink unicorn thermos is also from Cracker Barrel, so it was a really good haul. Like, I don't have them in my state, California, but I did go to visit family in a state that does have Cracker Barrel, so kind of feels like the family store. Not really, but just like probably every family with southern roots feels like that, but yeah. Quality and everything are fine. I'm also drinking coffee, working on a round blanket for my partner. Awesome. Well, I am glad to hear that, and hope that's going well. Let's see, I actually haven't started my project, but I think I'm going to use my only furls hook. It's the Supernova. Oh wow, I'm used to seeing my reflection or myself in the video screen backwards when I'm filming on my phone, but I think this one is actually showing the correct flip around, so that's cool. It does look weird though, because I'm used to, seeing myself in a mirror. Also, hi Autumn, really good to see you. I'm chugging water to stay hydrated and working on a little baby dragon. Awesome. I know Autumn from other places outside YouTube, and really happy that Faye is here. I know that you do a lot of little stuffies and amigurumi, so that's cool. You can't see him, but I have my co-goat here. His name is Banros, after a book that my chosen brother wrote. And since I haven't uploaded these videos yet, my frills hook almost fell down. I'm going to put it up here. I'm going to show you my finished mermaid. She is slightly not safe for work, so I added the border, and then wait, where is she? Okay. Wait. Okay, here. No. Okay. Wow, it's hard to work with this camera. So I'm just like quickly going up because I don't want to spend too much time on the spicy bits. I mean, I don't mind, but I don't know if YouTube minds. So also I want to get started on my Graphgan. I'm doing the one that's Modern Wild Hunt. It's based on my Patron God. I have it on my phone. Thank you, Autumn. I'm glad that I'm really proud of my mermaid Graphgan. I also love the spicy bits. Thank you. I'm very like I just love that type of crochet. It's just so fun. You know, like it sort of brings this sacred positive self-love to crochet, and queerness and all of that. So I'm looking for, I have my pattern on my phone because I realized I don't want to be staring at a different tab during the stream. But I don't know if it will show you very well, so let's see. Yeah, it's really washed out. Trying to do this backwards from normal. Okay, you can sort of see him. He's very shiny, which is, if you know Gwyn my patron god, that's accurate. He is very shiny. I mean, this is personal experience, obviously, but I feel like it's fitting that I yes, sparkly gem strikes again. That's what Autumn and I call Gwyn. But yeah, it's fitting that I'm doing him. I mean, doing a crochet picture of him on this brunch live stream, because I'm like, well, brunch is is like the gayest meal, so that's one reason I wanted to have a brunch live stream. And also at least one of you knows this, and I talk about it a lot, at least on my other channel, the Midnight Ballroom podcast, and my other channel with music, Thorn, Silver, Holly Song. But I'm a god spouse, which is the pagan term for something that's been happening for like all of human history. If you look at the, you know, the history and stuff, but it basically just means like the nature of my devotional relationship with my deity takes the form of the marriage. So I always give the example that it's kind of like a nun or a monk, but not exactly. So I am gay for Gwyn, so that's that's why it's relevant to Brunch. Also with the sparkly gem thing, right, I'm using my 5mm furls hook and worsted weight. This is Red Heart Super Saver. Then I also have some big twist, which is roughly the same size. Let me see if it says. Oh yeah, it's a medium 4. At least I think I'm still learning like yarn sizes and stuff. And I'm gonna do another Graphgan with half double crochet, because I really liked that last time where it created the braid effect, since I did the crochet in the back loop only. So yeah, the sparkly gem thing is I was talking to Autumn one time about Gwyn, and I was like, it's kind of interesting how Gwyn, spelled Gwyn, is a really common man's name in Wales, but the full name of this deity, he's the in Welsh folklore, he's like the Faery king, and other things, but I was like, the surname, which means son of mist, at least that's one that's one possible translation. So Gwyn ap Nudd, it's like, oh yeah, my deity is just named like a common name like James or something, and then his last name is Mistborn or something like that. So we were joking that his Gwyn's southern persona is Sparkly Jim, because like Jim's just a common name, but then Sparkly Jim, oh him, like, and it's easy to imagine him as some kind of southern cryptid, because he's I say this with great love, like he's definitely got that side to him. I suddenly have great respect and sympathy for people that's crochet on stream. Like I'm thinking of Kayla. I'm just like, wow, no wonder she never gets anything done on the stream. She's like talking to us. I mean, her streams are awesome, as well, both of you know, because one of you is a fellow Ghoul Squad member, and the other one has heard me gush about her all the time. So, I mean, that's just the people that I'm seeing in the chat. If more of you are either watching or, watching the replay, hi. I was going to do foundation half double crochets, but I don't really know how to do that, and I don't want to try for the first time on stream, so I'm just doing chains. So, let's see. Last week, I went to the Crochet Business Summit, which is an online free summit all about different aspects of having a crochet business. And it was really awesome. I learned a lot. Looking forward to implementing some of what I felt was relevant to my crochet brand and business. Did anyone else have a chance to check that out? Or it's run by Pam Grice, the Crochetpreneur, which is a great name. I pulled from the outside and now it's tangled on my... I'm just gonna put this down here. Oh, right. Something I usually do when I'm working on these Graphgans, which I don't have to do yet because it's the border is just one color, is I just take a small, I pull out a small bit and then wind that up, and then it's a lot easier to just pull short, relatively short skeins or like mini balls out of the tangle if they happen. Autumn. I didn't make any of the summit, although I signed up. Fail on my part. Well, you know, I'm always next year. And actually, Evelyn from Pink Sheep Design has some recaps of each of the classes from each day on her YouTube channel. She went on Instagram Live for each day, and so those are a fun way to like catch some of the info if you wanted to. But yeah, it's hard to do all the things sometimes. Right, I have to check how many stitches across my man here is. 80, okay. And he's only 110 rows tall, which is nice because my mermaid was 130. And I think my other one, the first one, was 106. This is the By Pride one, which also includes spicy bits. She usually lives draped over my sewing machine behind my computer. When I move out, I'm going to tack her up on my wall because that's where she deserves to be. But I don't really have space right now. Had to move back into my parents' house in 2020 after some difficult life circumstances, but. Let's see, just gonna count my stitches real quick. 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110. Okay, cool. And of course now I have the turning chain. My chains have been coming out all twisty lately. Yeah, mine, that was one thing I had a lot of trouble with when I was doing the pattern testing for the Alt Knots mesh top, which is not out yet, so I can't show you the finished product, but I was using a really small yarn with a lot of, like, it kind of has natural I'm not sure what to call them, but like it gets a little bit wider and then it's bunched in, then wider, then bunched in, but like it's really hard to count stitches because the wider parts look like stitches. But yeah, it's not easy. That's why I wanted to learn foundation stitches, but that will have to wait. So we have 3 rows of just solid black, which is not too bad, but also kind of boring. Some people like simple patterns where they don't have to think, and that's fine, but I'm like, the reason I like complicated lace is not just how it looks, but also like I get bored otherwise. So the patterns that I end up releasing other than the pixel art graphgans, like I'm working on some wearables for my own wardrobe, but also hoping to, well, I am going to put them out as tutorials at some point, but those will be more on the side of, like, if you want something that's more kind of intricate, and I will try to make it as easy to follow as possible, but I don't think that will be the main not sure if selling point's the right word, because at least some versions of them will be free, but yeah. I'm a no count person so far. I've deemed it common sense crochet though. I like that term. I kind of makes me think of how I've realized I can just read my work sometimes, which is really cool. Like, and that way you don't necessarily need the pattern once you learn to sort of see, okay, so I did this here, then I need to do this here. I am curious what you mean by the no count, like just no, not counting, or I'm not sure I quite understand, but yeah, I try to avoid counting. Although with my graphgans there is a fair bit of counting for the colors, but I've realized that you can sort of just look at what you did in the previous row, like, oh, this purple stitch is right above a white stitch, so I should make sure that that's where I am in the pattern. And that's how I've caught errors sometimes, because I do frequently make counting errors in my graphgans, even though I do them. So like, one doesn't have to be perfect at that to have fun with them. I'm glad that I have a chance to start this, because I wanted to have a cool project to do for the stream, and otherwise I'm working on this one commission. It's not bad, like it's fun, but like last night I had to frog maybe 3 skeins worth of yarn because I noticed a counting error way back, more than halfway down the shawl. It's my skull shawl that I'm doing for a friend, and one of the skulls wasn't placed correctly, and then it just like built up and got worse and worse. So I'm going to be more careful about proper skull placement. I'm looking for that project. Right. Okay. This is what I got back to. So I'll be... Oh wait, it's upside down. Okay. Here are the skulls. Trying to find a background where they show up. There. Okay. I had gotten up to the teal, but I had to rip all that out. So it's going to be a 2-color shawl. And this one is for a friend who's devoted to Hades, so I was joking with them about I had to rip out Hades' skulls. It's not as fun as it sounds. Yeah. So I'll work more on that later. We had a belated Frogging Friday, by which I mean I did, yesterday. Oh, cool. So I've been mostly making blankets in the spiral, so I don't chain and add a row. It's just one giant growing piece that doesn't necessarily give you the chance for mistakes. Yeah, that's cool. Definitely a good way to do it. I do like the intuitive, like the more intuitive styles of crochet where you don't have to think so hard. It's just like, it just kind of makes sense as, well, common sense crochet, as you said. trying to light a candle earlier, but I burned my thumb with the lighter because I only have this lighter because I don't smoke, but I was like, it's just kind of cool to have that lighter to light witchy things like candles, but candles quickly get too low for that to be safe, so this is like down to here, and it's low enough that you can't really do that. So I need to get a new, I need to encourage the household to get new, yeah. Ooh, that's a good idea. Thank you. And just to make sure I don't miss the chat, you also said, I want to follow a pattern. I just get overwhelmed by the idea of them sometimes. Yeah, they definitely can be. It's one nice thing about making patterns, in my case, I don't have to follow anyone else's, I just make them. But also, I love the idea of doing a basic candle graphgan, and people can change the color based off their intention. Yeah, that's a good idea, because my whole thing, I think, is going to be witchy pagan crochet, as well as queer crochet and spooky crochet, so yeah. Definitely have to add that to my shop. Thanks. The reason I like this candle, yeah, it says, with God all things are possible, and obviously it's a very, Christian themed one, but I got it because when I'm talking to Gwyn, I'm wondering if it's possible for him to like do something he's trying to help me with, or something. Like sometimes he gets this twinkle in his eye and he quotes that, like he'll often quote the Bible to me, just like with God all things are possible, and I'm like, well, it's true, it didn't specify which God, so yeah. He has his sense of humor, but yeah, that is a great idea. And as I'm over here fiddling with the tiniest dragon leg, why am I doing this to myself? Why? Yeah, I've been there. Sometimes I've done crochet thread projects, and I do love them, like, because they're so intricate and beautiful, but they are a lot. One nice thing about my recent snack amigurumi, by snack I mean snake, of course, she'll just pop in. I don't want to fully unwind her from my bed frame, but one nice thing was I didn't have any like ears or legs or fins to fiddle with. It was just one long tube. Tube snake. So the tail got a bit fiddly, but that was the very end, so that was nice. What yarn are you using for the blanket and the dragon? Just curious. Or like what colors? Stitches. Yeah. And I'm happy to have people like talk about anything you want to. I'm mostly just trying to be entertaining. So that's why I keep talking. So this one is Red Heart Shimmer, has a thread of sparkle through it. It's in a deep royal blue. Ooh, nice. That sounds really pretty. I love shimmery, sparkly yarn. Like, one of my favorites is the Karen Simply Soft Party. in black. Party in black. That's what we do at the goth club. But yeah, it's just the party colorway, and it's black yarn, and it has a metallic, like one of those black tinsel threads kind of running through it. Actually, it's not. Actually, yeah, it is black, but it's just very shiny, so it looks like there's silvery bits. So this is my current staple, I think. And then I'm going to be using this at some point. It's also shawl in a ball. Different colorway than I used for the crop top, but I have 2.5 more skeins of that after the crop top, so then these two as well. And this one is oh, that's right. Wait, no, it does have the name. Cool. I was like, sometimes they don't have the name on the yarn label. Looking for my other shawl in a ball. Sorry for the crinkling. Do this away from the microphone. Oh, cool. I was checking to see if the name that I knew this one was on the same place, so I could be sure that this was the name. But this one is Cleansing Quartz, which is an awesome witchy name. And this one is Prism. It's all rainbow. This is what I used for the crop top. And I'm thinking about using this one for the sleeves of my next draft of the pattern I'm calling Pumpkin Moonlight. And then the black sparkly yarn will be the main one. That will be a lighter yarn than I've been using for the first draft, but I figure if people want a version with worsted weight, I'm happy to make a third one. But this is how it's coming along so far. It's going to be a poet shirt. So I'm doing the poofy sleeves, and they're going to gather at some point. This one's probably going to have short sleeves because I don't like long sleeves, plus I live in Southern California. But then it's going to... I could just put it on, actually. That'd be easier. But yeah, I learned how to cable, and I'm really excited about that. So it's going to lace up here with the V-neck, and probably have the front attached. And wow, there's a lot of fabric in this. I think it will be less I think it will be more lightweight in the lighter yarn, so not so bulky, but you certainly could do it in worsted. Thank you. And by the way, the reason I'm not reading out your names, I wish I could, but I know that I'm going to stutter every time, and that is embarrassing. But I am making a note of who said what. So switch to a baby blanket. It's Bernat Casa yarn in Pine Rose. Nice. It's got color changes and some fluff and stuff going on. Cool, yeah. I guess that must be a really soft yarn because I hear the baby blankets are, you know, very soft. But yeah, that pattern is kind of scrappy yarn, as you can see. Like I had a bunch of balls of orange yarn, and I thought, well, I have these, I may as well start making a pattern with them. Then I ran out, so now I'm using other yarn that hopefully makes sense. But the next version, I'm gonna have yarn that I know where it all came from, and like it's more planned, just so I have something to, just so there's more that I can say about it. And if I make a version with worsted weight, I'll want to do one that has more specific intentional yarn, I guess. But this has been a good stash buster so far. I used up some of the brown and gold colors that I had left over from the mermaid. And I'm over halfway done with the first row. I'm not counting the foundation chain, but like the first row of HDC, half double crochet. I'm really excited about like doing these lives because I've been wanting to for a while, and also like it's a lot easier to get these up on my channel fast because I don't have to edit them, obviously. Whereas I want to take more care, especially with the videos on this channel. With my podcast, I'm more like I don't edit as much because it's supposed to be more casual and just like this is me. So is half double your go-to stitch? It's actually a fairly new stitch for me. Like I knew how to do it, I just didn't get really into it until recently. I guess double crochet has been my go-to stitch, which like I know that a lot of people prefer half double, but I was like, you know, I need a fairly square stitch for the pixel art because pixels are square. Fun fact. And I think it was Autumn who told me, yeah, it's probably best to do either single or half double for to preserve the squareness. And I do like that the extra loop gives you more things that you can do, like the fun braid across. I was also thinking it'd be fun to see someone, possibly me, but you know, see if I have time, do a version of one of my graphgans that's like each pixel is 4 single crochet, or like in 2 rows, or maybe 2 double crochet, and that would be a really big blanket, but you'd have to be really careful with making sure that you counted. Probably like print out the pattern and mark it ahead of time or something like that. But that's one way to make it bigger. I kind of struggled with there was this one pattern writing webinar presentation at the business summit, and they really stressed the importance of gauge even for non-wearables, and I was like, well, I don't know if that counts for like crochet graphgans. I don't like one of the points is that you don't have to stick to a specific size. Like it will change based on what yarn you use, what stitch you use. So I could just like make that a selling point, kind of. Oh, it's versatile. But I'll definitely take the advice of like making sure I have gauge from my other patterns. It's just for these ones I was like, I don't know if you're talking to me specifically. Also, like this, I'm I'm not saying this presentation was bad or anything, but it was kind of funny. Like between every one of the tips, she had a little like really bouncy strand of music, or something like that, and I started to feel like I was in Law and Order, dun dun, and I was like, this is a bit much for my senses, but thank you. It certainly keeps you on your toes. It was so fun, like especially hanging out with the people in the lives that they did after the presentation. Like each person had a live Q&A, and the presentation was recorded, and then they were in the Facebook group for a live, and it's just so fun hanging out with people. I was really tired though after the sorry. That's why I keep this closed. It's my window. But I thought I heard my sister's cat, who yowls very loud when she wants to play, and like it sounds like she's in pain. I don't think she is, but it's just like she has a very piteous sounding yowl. So I'll make sure she's okay in a couple minutes, but I don't think it's urgent. But yeah, I was really tired after the summit. Like slept all afternoon Friday and a good part of Saturday. But I also feel really encouraged and empowered because I've been able to do a lot. One sec. Now I have to make sure I know which is my back of the image, because you know, crocheting into back loop only. Also, that's where all the ends will be, and I'm not good at, like, there's kind of a spatial rotation you have to do in your head because you're always crocheting right to left, at least if you do it the way most people do. But the image, since you're going back and forth, sometimes you're crocheting left to right on the image, so it's confusing. I do have a tip for that in the crochet versions of my patterns on Etsy. I'm just gonna open one of those and save myself time. In fact, I could open Modern Wild Hunt. wrong side, left to right, and the right side will be right to left. So I think I just worked technically a wrong side row. So that means now I get to work into the back loop from my perspective, which is, oh right, I was gonna, I'm actually not gonna count again, I'm gonna fudge it if I have to. Just like add an extra stitch or stitch two together. Let's see, I'm trying to think if I have anything else to share before we go, because this has been a great first stream. Thank you so much for being here, for being in the chat. Oh cool, yeah, that's how it's coming out so far. You can see the little braid there. I have a video coming out on this channel soon, hopefully. It's kind of a tour of my pagan themed crochet, of which there is a lot. And the other two wearables I'm working on are this vest. It'll be kind of a, I don't know what the word is, like doublet vest. And I'm going to put a ribbon or something through here. And it's in this Wool Ease Thick and Quick from Lion Brand, Celebration colorway. I think it's called Celebration because of those rainbow sparkles. That foil strand, which is also why I like it, because sparkly. I wanted to originally do a garment with, or a shirt that I wear just by itself, but I realized I can't do that because I have very sensitive skin, and this has some wool in it, so. But it will be a nice over thing. I hope this is a regular thing. It's fun watching people do what they're good at. It makes my heart smile. Thank you. I'm glad I could do that. Also, yeah, I love watching people do what they love too, or hearing them talk about things that they love. It just, yes, I am planning to make it a regular thing. At one point I was thinking both Saturday and Sunday, but that's a bit much. So probably most Saturdays and or Sundays brunch. I'm hoping to do that. And I'm glad you love it. Thank you. Glad I have a audience waiting for me to finish this pattern. And a little bit more about it. I haven't done the back panel, or, well, this one won't have sleeves, but I'm planning to do a little shoulder out piece, like a little triangle, so it points, so it has that like Renaissance doublet feel. And it's not historically accurate, obviously, but it's just like a fantasy goth version of historical things, I guess. And there's one more poet shirt in softer yarn, which is why it gets to be a shirt. One moment. It may be in a project bag that is not currently visible to me. I'm going to check one more. Nope, that project bag's empty. Okay, so it's this white shirt. It's in Karen's Simply Soft white colorway, and I'm doing the post and shell stitch upwards so that there are shells and then the lines running up, because I wanted something that looked kind of like the braided lines of the half double crochet, but like vertical. Then I'm doing the shoulder piece sideways, so like it's hard to describe without showing you, but I'm seeing if that works, and then I'm going to do a second draft of that just to make sure that there's not an easier, more straightforward way of constructing it. I am new to garment making, at least for other people, and I've done it for myself, but I'm not always good at making sure it fits. Like I'm good at making it really lacy and fancy, but I'm trying to work on fit currently. So even before I release those patterns, I'll probably have a pattern tutorial draft out on my channel, so watch out for that at some point. But right now I'm focusing on getting the crochet patterns into my shop, and hopefully I can get printable stickers into my shop too in time for Pride season, but I'm not sure because there's a lot that I'm trying to do. But yeah, we're I think I'm going to let you go now. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching, or if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments what you're working on or what you're drinking. So yeah, see you next time.